Howdy howdy, this is Crazy Grinding, back again with an arena cutoff video for Marvel Contest of Champions. Today I cover round 1 results for the Green Goblin and Thing arenas, then jump into some round 2 predictions. So first, the round 1 results. These kind of fell in as expected. We had Green Goblin coming in on the lower side of old feature champs at 22.2 million for the 5-star feature arena, whereas for the 4-star feature arena, he kind of came in that middle kind of range of that 5.5 million. Remember, the lower end for old champs and the 4-star feature is at right around 5 million. In this case, 5.5 is more kind of like the average, if you will, and this is the place where Green Goblin fell. Now, in the case, and probably the one that had the most interest across the community, at least guessing what the arena cutoff would be Thing, as this is his first time in the 4-star basic arena. Came in, he still fell into that, and for me, if you saw my round 1 video, you know that I was going back and forth. Will he be at the very high end of the medium interest, which runs from 2 to 3 million, or will he make it over that 3 million barrier into the high interest? And he just missed making that high interest. Did fall in at 2.93 million, so just under that cut between what I categorize between medium interest and high interest. So how did these actual results compare to my predictions? So keep in mind, as always, I try to get within 5 or 10% of the actual cutoffs. That's why I always give a grind target, and especially with arenas like Thing, I always recommend to go against the grind target. Don't go against my predictions, because these are always trying to get within 5 to 10%, and sometimes I'm way off. So in this case, if you went just to my prediction, it didn't work out for you, but it was well within that 5 to 10%. Actually, it was closer to 5% within target. So always go against that grind target. You'll be in a much better space. But with that being said, you can see for the most part, it was pretty much spot on with these. Probably closer within 5%, not even needing that 10% buffer, more within that 5% range. So these are definitely the cutoffs predictions I'm trying to provide. So I'm glad to see that these come through. I am, again, and sorry for those folks who just played to that Thing 2.8 prediction. I always say this is not an exact science. This is a good prediction to get, just within 100,000 of where the actual cutoff is, even though that's under, and that's what I try to do. So always keep that in mind, especially if you're trying to reference my predictions on how far to go. Go off those grind targets and don't go just off the predictions. Kind of balance between what you want to go after, and then go from there, kind of thing. So anyway, this now that we're done with the recap of round 1, let's take a look at some trend to get us idea maybe what's going to happen in round 2. Starting first with Green Goblin, looking at Hela. She had a low 19 million. She jumped all the way to 25. And then you see on the other side of that, Spider-Man coming in at 23 million, dropped down to 21. I think we're not going to see a decrease, but I don't see a significant increase. Not 6 million like we saw with Hela, but I do see a slight increase for Green Goblin coming in round 2 for the 5-star feature. Just looking at the rest of the trends that you see here, even though those other numbers for Star-Lord and Captain America Infinity War are higher, they also show a increase between round 1 and round 2. So based off of that trend across the board, minus the Spider-Man Classic decrease, I think we can see a increase, and again, a slight increase, nothing significant though for Green Goblin 5-star version. Now for the 4-star feature, it's pretty consistent across the board, except again, well, it's actually a different champ this time, but for Captain America Infinity War, his second round was actually lower than the first round. But in every other instance that you see up here, whether it's Hela, Spider-Man Classic, or Star-Lord, round 2 was higher. And I think Captain America Infinity War dropped a little bit just because, and to be clear, it only dropped a little bit. It dropped from 6 million to 5.9 million. So that small drop was probably because it was already one of the higher scores we've seen for a 4-star feature champ and some old champ, albeit all champ, for some time. So I think that's why we saw the decrease. In every other instance, we saw an increase, so no reason to expect anything except that slight increase again for Green Goblin. Now with Thing, it gets a little interesting, and the ones I want to really pay attention to, not really Ghost here. Unfortunately, I don't have it on this chart, but with Aegon, he actually had a slight increase between round 1 and round 2, and despite some of these other numbers where Korg was the same, Omega Red had a slight increase between round 1 and round 2, but Emma Frost had a drop off, and so did Ghost. I think we'll stick with the Korg, Omega Red, and Aegon increases that we saw in round 2, and then we expect the same thing for Thing, and this time not a significant increase, but a slight bump. And then with the 3-star feature Old Champ, there's always in the same ballpark, the same vicinity. We're always talking like tens of thousands, not even 100,000 difference between round 1 and round 2, and those are typically over that last milestone reward at 640,000. So now that we've taken a look at round 2 possible trends, here's my actual predictions for these. For the round 2 predictions for Green Goblin and Thing in the Veterans Bracket. So that means Veterans Bracket again means your account's been open for over 61 days. What we're looking at, I think, for the 5-star feature Green Goblin's right around 24 million. I think we're looking at again, a slight increase between round 1 and round 2. I think we're looking at that 5.6 million. Again, a very subtle increase between round 1 and round 2. That's what we like. Doctor Strange, who just recently came across, was around those same numbers from 5.5 to 5.6. I think we'll see something similar here for Green Goblin. I think, if anything, we might see a slight decrease, but I'll call it 5.6 million. For Thing, like I said, I do think we'll see a slight increase between that 2.9 all the way up to 3.1. Again, nothing significant, but a slight increase between round 1 and round 2. And I think for the Green Goblin 3-star feature, we're looking at 670,000. Again, with these predictions, I try to get within 5 to 10%, and sometimes I'm way off from that. So bear that in mind. I always love to give grind targets to give you some extra buffer. If you really want to not miss out on Green Goblin, I think you're going to need to go to 27 million. I think you'll need to go to 6 million for the 4-star feature Green Goblin. I think you'll need to go to 3.3 million for Thing. To be clear, not 3.1 is the cutoff. Go to 3.3, maybe even 3.4 if you don't want to miss out on the second round of Thing. And lastly, 700,000 for the 3-star feature Green Goblin. Again, these grind targets as well as predictions are for the Veterans Bracket. When it comes to these other brackets, it's really a crapshoot. I mean, there's just not a lot of data out there, and there's a lot of volatility on how many players actually play this and qualify for all these different arenas. So bear that in mind as you go out against any arena grinding. The good news for these earlier brackets, there's plenty of milestone rewards to keep you grinding, even if you if you go so far, like with Thing, with the 4-star basic, after 1.5 million, there's no more milestone rewards. So anything extra is just overkill. Sure, you get arena chips, but if you go too far over, it's not really worth the effort. But in the case of these earlier brackets, all of them are within, for the most part, are within the milestone rewards. So minimally, you'll at least be getting those, which is always more arena chips. You'll get premium hero crystals, which are very valuable when you have earlier accounts that'll be in these brackets anyway. So with all that said, these are definitely more, I won't call them shot in the darks. They're a little bit more based on numbers, past data than that, but it's not as, there's not as many sample size. The sample size is not as big as we have in some of for the Veterans Bracket. So with all that said, keep that in mind. 3-star feature, you're looking at 225,000 for the beginner's bracket. 4-star basic, you're looking at 900,000. Somebody reported, I think it was 880,000. Thanks for the person who reported that. Got Thing in the first round, so I think 900,000, maybe 950 should be what you should target in the second round. And for the 4-star feature Green Goblin, 950 to 1 million should work. In the intermediate bracket, meaning your account's been open for 31 to 60 days. For the 3-star feature, you're looking around 525,000. For 4-star basic, you're looking at 1.2 million. And lastly, for the 4-star feature, I think we're looking right around 1 million as well. So anyway, these are my thoughts for the second round of the Green Goblin and Things Arena. If you have any questions or have a difference of opinion, would love to hear about it. Throw it on down in the comment section and we can discuss them there. Other than that, if you found this video and information valuable, if you found it of interest, or if you like this video, we really appreciate if you click that thumbs up button. And if you like this and other videos I have on my channel and you haven't yet subscribed, we really appreciate it if you would. Thanks a lot for stopping by and have a great day.